Hopefully you remember from number systems that a factor is a number that divides evenly into a larger number. So the factors of 18 will be 1 times 18, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. To list those factors then, it's good practice to put them in order. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. What though are the factors of x squared? What numbers can we multiply together to give us x squared? Well, x multiplied by another x would equal x squared. So the factors of x squared are x times x. Factorising is just breaking an expression into its factors so that it's easier to work with. It's the same idea as simplifying fractions. With simplifying fractions, you want to make the numbers as small as possible. So instead of 4/8, we'd have 1/2, because it's easier to work with a 1 and a 2 than with a 4 and an 8. Same idea with factors, you break it up into its factors and it's easier to cancel things out and see what they have in common. The first method of factorising we're going to look at is called highest common factor, or you'll see HCF, highest common factor for short. In example 1, factorise x squared plus 5x. So we look at x squared and positive 5x for what they have in common. They have an x in common. So let's take out our common factor, x, and see what's left over. What do I have to multiply x by to turn it into x squared? Well, x multiplied by x is x squared. What do I have to multiply x by to turn it into plus 5x? Well, I need to multiply it by plus 5. Now it's been factorised. In example 2, we have 3x plus 6y. We want to factorise that. So what do they have in common? Well, 3 will go into 6. So there's a link between the numbers there. So I can take out 3 as a common factor. What do I have to multiply 3 by to give me 3x? I need to multiply by x. What do I have to multiply 3 by to give me 6y? I have to multiply it by 2y. If you want to check you're right, you can just multiply back out this bracket. 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 2y is 6y, and you get back to where you started. When just asked to factorise, that's not a necessary step. 2 more examples I have. Factorise, I have a spelling mistake there. Factorise 12x squared minus 16xy. What does 12x squared have in common with negative 16xy? What number goes into 12 that also goes into 16? 4. So 4 is a common factor. And then looking at the letters, they also have an x in common. They only have a single x in common though, because there's only a single x in the second term. If I take 4 out of 12, 4 times 3 is 12, and x times x is x squared. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. The x has been taken out, and there's a y remaining in there as well. Now if I was to multiply that back out, I would end up back at 12x squared minus 16xy. The final one, 3x squared minus 9x cubed. What do they have in common? Well, 3 goes into 9, so they have a 3 in common. And x squared, okay, what do I have to multiply x squared by to give me x cubed? X squared is a common factor there as well. So I can take out 3x squared. What do I have to multiply 3x squared by to give me 3x squared? Well, I have to multiply it by 1. So 1 is left inside. What do I have to multiply 3 by to give me negative 9? I have to multiply by negative 3. And then what do I have to multiply x squared by to give me x cubed? Well, we need to multiply it by another x. And there it's factorised. Finally, I have 4 exercises here. You can have a go at these I'll have the solutions in your notes that you can check. Best of luck.